Thank you. Thank you very much. Calmness is superpower. And it is all about finding the calm in the chaos. And honestly, when Dr.Santosh John Abraham told me that this time you are not going to show your surgical, laparoscopic, robotic videos, and you have to talk about something else, and that is work-life balance. And I have been working in Gangaram Hospital and Bhatia Global Hospital, doing all kind of workshops all over the country and world. But this topic of work-life balance is very close to my heart. And when I went to present my videos in Sages, San Diego, then I could see that this kind of balance is there on the beach, and he was a West Bengal person, and he was doing this gimmick that he was so much engrossed in it that he had built all these balancing acts. And frankly, I asked him, is it possible that I can also learn? He says, yes, but are you intensely focused? So I said, yes, I am focused. He said that please do it, and n number of times I failed. But again, he told me the trick that you have to focus on this stone rather than on the bottle down. And once you are focused on the upper stone, you will be able to achieve everything. And life is all about balance, what to hold on to and what to let go. I think this is very, very important. And to my mind, all of our younger surgeons, they have this dilemma every morning, every day, whether they have to earn or whether they have to enhance their lives. To my mind, enhancement of the lives is very, very important. In all chaos, there is a cosmos. In all disorder, a secret order. So our thinking is that we should, as young colleagues, we should always focus on work-life balance. And in God, we trust. All others must bring data. And in this presentation of 18 minutes, what I am going to tell is that how are we spending our time? Are we spending the time with our children? Can you imagine? Dr. Udvadia was interviewed in a Lifetime Achievement Award, and the question was, what has been the regret of your life? And his answer was that he has not spent much time with his children. So our thinking is, you will go to that stage, you will become Dr. Udvadia and so on and so forth, but please do not have that regret in mind that you did not spend time with your children. You can see that this is the age at which you will definitely love to have your children, and then the time spent is going down. Similarly, the time spent with co-workers, one can appreciate from age 20 to 55, definitely you are working with your co-workers, and you should. But many times, I would be bold enough to tell you that many times we ignore our partners, and more time we are going to spend with them. And now, most important is time spent alone. As we grow older, definitely we have to spend time with our own self, and this is the way that I would love to present in this situation. Now, time spent with family and siblings. All of us know that the initial phase of our life, we have so many excuses. Though, no, I am in hurry, just tell me, what do you want to tell? And we do not give the time to our parents or to our siblings, and the time passes off and it becomes like this. So it is very, very important that one should definitely make sure that these parents, once you become parents, you will realize what was the importance of spending time with your children or with your parents. So it is very, very important that one has to prioritize and cherish every moment, and then spend quality time with them. I think this is very, very important, that For example, you are going to spend time with your partner, and the time is going to increase. As your children grow up, it will become an empty nest syndrome. They will fly off to US to do surgery. My sons are doing surgery and robotics in US, so it is an empty nest syndrome. But if we are spending time with our partners, definitely it is going to change the way life is. It is going to make you happy. Now again, as I mentioned, that most important is that when they are growing up, when their children are in their magic years, embrace them, listen to them, have a quality time, then only they will never also have the regret, and you will also not have the regret. And again, Dr. R.P. Srivastav is there, Dr. Adarsh Chaudhary, my close friends are there. So I always say that you have to spend time with your friends, but again, embrace friendship breadth and focus on depth. That is very, very important. On fingers, all of us can count 4 or 5 very close friends who have been with you in good times as well as in bad times. I think this is very important to know the difference and invest your energy in the healthy, meaningful friendships that ultimately are lasting. And more important is the last one, that go within your own self. I think that one learns this as we carry on growing, having a gray hair, then only we start learning this. But this is very important, that when mind is weak, the situation becomes a problem. When mind is balanced, the situation becomes a challenge. When mind is strong, the situation becomes an opportunity, and it is a mind game. All of us have seen the COVID times, and ultimately we should definitely believe on taking the advantage of the adversity and convert this into an opportunity. That is positivity. So if my young colleagues are able to learn at this age of 30, 35 and whatnot, that enemy lies within, happiness also lies within. Many times I have seen people blaming others, that, oh, I was progressing very well, but my younger colleague, my other colleague, my senior colleague has pushed me down, pulled me down. No, enemy lies within, happiness lies within. And again, please respect your co-workers also, because this is the time, prime time of your life. From 20 to 60, you are going to spend with your co-workers. So you have to choose those co-workers who are providing energy to you. They should not be full of negatively charged energy. I always say that they should be charged with positrons rather than negative electrons. So we have to choose them. And again, most important, especially my age, I get up at 4 a.m. I do weightlifting every day from 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. Trainer comes. And from 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., I am just connected with my own self. And I am talking, I am walking, and I am connected to the God. And ultimately, our feeling is that that has to be taken care of every day. And when Dr. Adarsh Chaudhary gave me a phone call at 8:30, what are you doing? So I told him, I am connected to the connective tissues. Means I was doing a E-tap, and I was definitely enjoying every bit of tissue also, that this is the fascia transversalis, this is the peritoneum, because you are connected with your own self, and that is the reason that you are connected with the tissues also. Tissues are the connective tissues. So our thinking is, in order to become a sound person, you have to strike a balance between work and life. If you are thinking that you can become an excellent surgeon, but you will have regrets about your life, that you did not spend your time with your partner, with your family, with your parents, I don't think so. Honestly, that is the crux of life. We should always know that one has to be leading a life which is full of gratitude. I would request especially my younger colleagues to read this book by Robert Sarfolio. Robert Sarfolio is a robotic thoracic surgeon. He came to Sir Gangaram Hospital, and he has written such a beautiful book, and he has given 3 premises. His wife had CA breast, he was operating, and he is the world best known thoracic robotic surgeon, and his 3 children are the baseball champions. And he was involved in the rearing of all the 3 children, And then ultimately he did the best to all the fronts. So ultimately I was so impressed with him when we met personally in Sir Gangaram Hospital that I had to finish his book as early as possible and ultimately learn a lot. So my request to my younger colleagues is super performing at work and at home. So this is very, very important. And then you will start enjoying your surgery also. Surgery is an attitude. So once you start reacting, once you start knowing, then only you will be able to differentiate. My professor, late Dr. B.S. Rana from Maulana Azad Medical College, he taught me a biggest lesson of my life: respond but never react. Respond but never react. And the best fighter is never angry. I think most of times, most of the situations, I have been able to come out very, very challenging bariatric surgery, robotic surgery, or any complicated surgeries only because I was revising in my mind, calmness is superpower. Calmness is superpower. Respond but never react. Means I was cool within myself, and ultimately I could go through. And again, this is the statement which I strongly believe on, and it is self-written. The response to the stress is more important than the stress itself. One of the person had the challenge. He was taking a cup of coffee. His daughter, small daughter, came on the dining table and pushed the table. The coffee went onto the suit of that person. And he started fighting with his wife. And then she told him very clearly that I am not going to drop my daughter today to the school. You will have to go to the school. So he went to the school, said goodbye, bye beta. But the girl did not respond because her mother had been rebuked in the morning. When he reached the office, again, the gatekeeper says that now the chairman wants to meet you. And when he went to the chairman, he says that, why are you late? So, no sir, this is the first time I'm late. No, every day you make excuses. And ultimately, it is a cascade of events. And when he was coming back home, he started introspecting that where did it start? And at that stage, he learned respond but never react. Means he should not have rebuked his wife. Why did you place the coffee on my side of the table? It should have been the center of the table, and that led to the cascade of events. So our thinking is response to the stress is more important than the stress itself. And many times, lot of things do not require any reaction in your life. I am very, very emphatic about this. Many times, many people start fighting on WhatsApp, for example. Why are you sending so many stories? Why are you sending so many WhatsApp messages? Don't see that. Who has told you to open or react or respond to those WhatsApp messages? So the lot of things do not require any reaction in life. Answer is move on, carry on moving. And I must pay my respect to my teachers. Dr. J.P. Singh, he was the damad of Mr. Charan Singh, who was the Prime Minister at that time, and he was the medical director of RML Hospital. And in this room in which he used to sit, this is me, but there was written, this too shall pass. Life is too fragile. Dr. Durga will remember this. This too shall pass. Means if I start feeling that life is shook and you are gone. So why ego? Why should you have ego in this? We should always believe on, this too shall pass on. And again, we have to manage the teams, we have to manage the time, but more important is we have to be disciplined and we have to audit our energy. I think this is very, very important message I want to give, especially to my younger colleagues. They always say that I am, sir, busy. How can I find out the time for exercising? How can I find the time for weightlifting and so on and so forth? I always say, please start getting up at 4 a.m. Then you will realize that there is a time, the time between waking up and getting up should be zero. As soon as you are woken up, get up of the bed, and at 9 a.m. you have done so much of work already. Once the operation theater starts, then throughout, I am operating every day, both in Gangaram Hospital and in Bhatia Global Hospital. I do not have any excuse about it. So why not? Why not learn this way? And ultimately, life is neither suffering nor bliss. It is what you make it. I think this is very, very important. I am the master of my soul, and I have to make sure that my soul is cleaned every day. When I am operating, and my younger colleague is also operating, Dr. Shyam Singla had beautifully shown the failures. I always say and ask them, एक भी number इस operation में कटेगा या नहीं कटेगा? And he says, no sir, now you cannot cut 1 mark also. So I always tell them that a split second becomes eternal. If you, for example, injure the common bile duct, patient becomes biliary cripple. If you injure the ureter, all of us know so much of cascade of events can occur. So our thinking is give your best and again believe on that. A split second becomes eternal. Never get distracted. I know many young colleagues are taking the phone calls during the operation. Distractions lead to disasters. Please, the patient has given her or his life to you, so respect that. Patient is God for us, and if we do not respect or if we do not give the quality time to our patient, that means we are doing or we are making them blind. To be one should definitely reciprocate the trust which they have given to us, and then only that is going to make a difference. Very simple mantra, I would say, to be successful in life is to believe on power of now. And I would urge my younger colleagues to read this book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. Eckhart Tolle. And in this he also writes that if you are interested in doing anything in life, do it now. If you procrastinate for 1 day, 10 days will pass. I think if you come to my table, you will never find any files pending. If I am operating, I have to do it now. When I am operating, I always tell my sister, needle in, and all of us announce that. The needle out, all of us announce that. Mop in, gauze in, and gauze out. So what I mean to say, one has to train oneself so that we are not liable to make mistakes. And believe me, we have to believe in our own strength. If you start thinking that these people, as Dr. Shalabh was also mentioning, that he took the suture and told me. So I think that is very, very important. We have to believe, and then we have to pass on our message to younger colleagues. This is the way the protocols are, and we have to respect those protocols, and then only you will have the complication-free life. And most important is, this is Dr. Parveen Bhatia or Parveen Bhatia, frog inside the mouth of the stork. And till the last moment, I should not give up. And again, I am trying my best. The stork should be dead, and I should be out and floating and celebrating life. In the end, I would love to show on a simple Japanese words that have influenced me a lot. One is Kaizen, that is continuous improvement. One should have an attitude of improving every minute. Okitamo is acceptance without exception. We should not question God. Why did you do this to me? I have to accept and full stop. And again, arigato is thanks. And this is the last video clipping I am just going to share with you on work-life balance. Volume please, volume, please. Volume. I will play it again. Sorry for that.
Are you excited? Yes, very much. Are you lifting weights? No, not at all. Only my partner. Very nice. All right. Sounds good. Yeah, that's it. All right, man. Have a good time. Thank you. Yeah.
This is New Zealand. This is me. And this is the third time I did skydiving at this age also. Just one more. And it is a free fall, but once the parachutes open, then you definitely, your heart starts beating. Before that you never know what is happening. And now I am coming down. Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for your excellent presence.